Hi, everybody. This is Coach Kelly here. Sorry for I'm not the best with technology, but anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about running form. So I put together this presentation last year. So we're going to just use the same presentation. Um, Here we go. So running form, what is it and why is it important? um, a lot of people say, I like to go running. It's the best sport because it's just putting one foot in front of the other and it's simple and doesn't cost anything. And if you've been to any running stores to buy a new pair of shoes or socks, there is a little bit of a cost. Um, but but it's important to have good running form. And it's not just putting one foot in front of the other. If you have good running form, it will help you run a bit faster. It will increase your efficiency. Um, Good running form will reduce injuries and reduce fatigue. So that's why it's really important to focus on certain areas of our form. So we're going to look at running form using this acronym PACS, P-A-C-S, and that is posture, arms, cadence, and stride. So again, posture, arms, cadence, stride, those four elements of running form, if we can hone in on those, we're going to be better runners for sure. So we'll start with P, posture. So when we're thinking about running form and our posture, let's start. We'll go from head to toe. Head, your eye gaze is about 20 feet in front of you. You want to have relaxed shoulders and an open chest. So if your shoulders, if you're working on a computer, I don't know if you can, I think you can see me in this little thing. Your shoulders are hunched. If they're leaning forward at all, it's crouching in on your lung capacity. So you're not going to be able to get good breath when you're that way. So you want to have that good open chest. Slight forward lean. You can see in the photo here that this gentleman has just the slightest forward lean from his feet. It's not leaning at the hips. You're not bending. And you want to have glute and core engagement. And what that means is you're just firing those muscles in the core for your good balance and stability, and the glute for power. So those are the things you want to think about for posture. We're going to go through these four: posture, arms, cadence, and stride, and then we're going to talk about different kind of form drills that will help us with each of those areas. So now that we've talked about posture, we're going to go on for arms and what a proper arm swing looks like. So when looking at your arms, you want a 90-degree angle at your elbow. It doesn't have to be exact. We don't have to measure it, make sure it's at 90 degrees, but you just want to avoid that chicken wing, just running like this. That's not going to help you run. If you have a good arm swing, it can actually help propel you and take a little bit of pressure off your legs for a bit. So a 90-degree-ish angle, avoid those chicken wings. You want to have nice, relaxed hands. Now, sometimes if you're thinking about your day, you're getting stressed out, your hands might be kind of clenched like this. It's just a lot of stress in your hand. It's just going to go right through the rest of your body and kind of damper your enjoyment of your run, and it takes energy to do that. So why not save our energy for running? So a nice relaxed hand. You want to avoid crossing the zipper. And what that means is just put on your jacket, zip it up, and practice your arm swing back and forth. And you don't want to cross in front of the zipper. You can practice it. Try it here if you want by crossing the zipper, and you can feel your whole body kind of move side to side if your arms are going side to side. So you want them to go forward and back. Oftentimes you'll see runners that are doing a long endurance race and they're getting tired, they're toward the end, and they just start, crossing that zipper, feeling like it's helping, and it doesn't actually help. So just try to keep that in mind. You just want to go forward and back. Sometimes people think cheek to cheek, your butt cheek, cheek to cheek, or chip to hip for that good full arm swing. So that's pretty much what you need to know about arms. Moving on to cadence. What is cadence? It's basically your running rhythm. It's how quickly your feet are turning over, how many steps per minute or per second you're able to take while you're running. So a quick cadence would be upwards of 180, 200 steps every minute. A slower cadence is like 120, 130 steps per minute. So a real good, efficient cadence is 180 steps per minute, which breaks down to 3 per second. So you can look at your watch and count the seconds and think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, kind of like a waltz, and practice that. Like that's kind of the cadence you want to do. So now when you're running relaxed and slowly and you're just not that concerned about it, it doesn't really matter. But when you're trying to get to be more efficient, just getting into that rhythm, it sure does help with being able to be quicker. And we all want to be done with our workouts a little quicker, probably. So again, 180 steps per minute, 3 steps per second. And a great way to practice this is by looking up some music that has 180 beats per minute and listening to it and just taking your steps at the beat. So you can Google songs that are 180 beats per minute. I believe there's a Coldplay song. Oh, now I can't think of the name of it, that I've used, and it's kind of neat to do that. So there you go with the cadence. So we'll move on to stride. The stride is basically the distance between your feet while you're running. So there's overstriding, there's understriding, and there's good stride. So if you look at the picture here below, you'll see someone who's overstriding. His foot's landing in front of his hips, and it causes a heel strike. We're going to talk about how your foot should strike the ground in just a bit on the next slide, I believe. But you can see here what happens is the force, the energy that he's gotten his body running forward, when he heel strikes, it's kind of abruptly stopped. Think back to your physics days in high school. I didn't do that great in physics, but still, this kind of makes sense. It's coming back, shooting back through you, up through your knee and hip. So if you're a heel striker, you might find that your knee starts to hurt or your hip starts to hurt. So that's why you want to aim for more of that midfoot, that second drawing. A good stride is when your foot lands under your hips and your back foot extends and pushes off, the hip extension in the back. So here's this foot striking. You'll see that heel strike. That's where that energy is coming in and hitting the heel. It kind of acts like a brake almost. It slows you down just this little bit of a second, and all that energy comes back up through your knee and your hip. You look at the forefoot strike, and what happens there is your Achilles and lower calf is having to stabilize your foot and can cause a lot of stress there. So I went to being a forefoot striker and have a lot of pain in my Achilles area and stemmed from this. So heel strike, ouchie knees, and hips. So think Papa Bear. You got the forefoot strike, ouchie Achilles, think Mama Bear. So baby bear, just right in the midfoot. That's kind of the sweet spot. I had a YouTube video that showed another coach discussing foot striking, how you want your foot to hit the ground, but I don't think that link works very well. So I will find another one and share it with you on our Facebook page. So I mentioned good running form drills. So the best way to kind of solidify those 4 form segments, the posture, arms, cadence, and stride, is to do drills. We want to keep doing drills. And we'll start doing more of these form drills as we start running more. Butt kicks, that helps a lot with cadence. And it also helps with how your foot is striking the ground. So you can try doing butt kicks and see if you can heel strike. It's pretty difficult. So doing these butt kicks helps you know where you want your foot to be falling, and it helps with building a good cadence as well. And high knees, that's a great drill. First of all, it's helping warm up your hip flexor, which is in charge of the flexion of your hips when you're running. Also, same with the footfall. Grapevines, or they also call them karaoke's, where you're going side, kind of it's a dance move. I can't really show it to you right now, but we'll do it in class. But that's helping with that quick foot turnover. Lunges, that helps engage your glutes, which is what we want for posture. Let's see, skipping, that helps with that hip extension in the back. Leg swings, that's just going to help with overall mobility with your hips, which will help with the good posture. Posture, part of that glute engagement and hip placement. Actually, I want to take this time to mention something I didn't mention before, but for posture, engaging your core and your glutes will help put your pelvis in the right spot. So if you think of your pelvis, like here is a bowl full of Skittles or M&Ms. Skittles won't melt though. Skittles, it's a bowl full of Skittles. And if your glutes are not engaged, they're loose or weak because we sit down a lot. If they're weak glutes, your bowl of Skittles is kind of tilted forward and all of your Skittles are falling out. We don't want to lose those Skittles. So you want to engage those glutes and engage the front side, your core, and have it be a nice neutral pelvis position. So you want to think about that when you're running and doing things like lunges, squats. That's helping to keep our core and our glutes engaged and built up so that when we're running, we know to engage them to keep our hip. You can tell if you're relaxed with your glutes, you can tell, oh, my Skittles are falling out. So to engage them, to bring your hip, your pelvis in that neutral position. And leg swings help with not just, just helps with getting each hip loosened. Or, let's see, where am I? Standing or sitting arm swings. Of course, it's going to help practice your arm swing. If you're sitting, you can kind of lean back and pick up your feet and you're engaging your core while you do it. So might as well multitask. That's pretty much all of running form. So we'll review all of this stuff when we get together for our workouts, maybe on Saturday. I know this coming Saturday, the 22nd, we'll be meeting at Seabreeze. Here's my contact information. If you have any questions about running form, my email is here, runningwithkelly@hotmail.com. My phone number is here. You're welcome to text, Facebook Messenger, and I do have a website you can check out as well. So that is it for our presentation. I hope this was helpful. Let's see if I can get off of here and stop this recording. So I hope you guys, this made sense to you, and I'm sure you'll have questions. Feel free to reach out to me, and I will see you Saturday. Have a good one.